Hi. Hopping right in, otherwise I'll overthink this. I feel like this episode will apply to perhaps a small group of people, but not every episode is going to resonate, and that's life, right? So I want to talk about money, relationships to money, the structures of money, capitalism. Not that I really understand much about economics. I totally flunked that class in college before I flunked all of college. Anyway, when I tap into some of my ET channeling work, I come as I am. I come as me, as the complications of this human personality. And so they do chime in around the things that are swirling in my mind or that I feel stuck about. I don't sit down and ask specific questions. So I often feel really confused and stuck and guilty and crazy around money and creating financial stability in my life on my terms. And when I go in and they hit on some of these subjects, it's explained to me that the paradigm shift into the new earth, 4D, these higher densities and frequencies, and solidifying these frequencies into a collective physical experience. The paradigm shift is not the obliteration of financial structures and this creative exchange. And my understanding of a free market, the basic concept being inherently neutral and able to be used for good, it just so happens that because of the energetic, how far back do I want to go? Do I want to talk about the seeding of the earth by the Anunnaki, or can we just keep it a little more present? I'm going to keep it more present. That the shift from these financial structures that were filled in. So imagine financial structure, whatever it is. I don't know. I honestly don't know enough about socialism, capitalism. Are there other ones? I don't know. Democracy, sorry, it's just not my expertise. But let's just see capitalism as a mouse maze. And it's inherently neutral, but the energy that fills it in moves the borders, right? So it either blocks off from groups of people based upon those egoic, negative, far from the frequency of God type projections and behaviors. So that's current day, a lot of our financial systems on this planet that deprive, people of food, people of basic needs, and where productivity is above mental well-being. We know. I don't really need to go into it. But so that versus imagine if the structures were filled in with heart-centered work and creativity and thriving. So that's what I'm shown as the paradigm shift. And the reality is we live in an experience of linear time. What we are currently experiencing with this transitioning into the Aquarian age, and I say this with not a huge astrology background, but understanding that this is like a few thousand year period, just transitioning from Piscean to Aquarian. And it reminds me also of the fall of Atlantis. It's often kind of depicted as this all of a sudden everything collapsed and flooded, when actually it was over 1,000 or a couple thousand years linearly. So I'm getting at, we are just starting to really scratch the surface of this paradigm shift. And I feel like a lot of the creative, highly, highly sensitive beings, starseeds, who are currently on this planet, you know, myself, probably you, if this is resonating with you, it's going to be harder to believe that you can be a part of that shift, meaning that you're allowed to receive and accumulate income and material goods, and that you can have wealth and be a good person. Now, I know people who are extremely wealthy, and I love them. Like, there's no barrier between that. It's the kindest, sweetest, most giving, beautiful new earth human beings. So it's happening, you know? But like, I feel like if you are highly sensitive and you came in here attuned already to the frequencies of new earth, that the contrast is going to be unbelievable. And it's very easy to associate everything you see with the old earth structures of finances with negativity, with pain and suffering, with selfishness. And to kind of unhook from that and really believe that a part of the shift is people like you gaining wealth, people like me gaining wealth. And I believe that, but oh, my mind fights it because of how easy it is for you as a sensitive being and a very open, sensitive nervous system to internalize the rules, the demonization of money, of capitalism, perhaps. Now, again, I don't know the ins and outs. I'm just using capitalism as a reference because it's what I'm most familiar with, where I live and grew up, and as an entrepreneur kind of understand. But I'm in no way attaching to these actual financial structures. Because immediately I go negative and I go sad and I go overwhelmed. But I am given the guidance that a part of the new earth is filling in a different grid, right? We're here to fill in a different grid. When I see the electromagnetic field of the earth, there's all different layers of grids. There's grids that are projected by ET groups that are working with different governments and shadow governments. I threw it in there. There's the collective grid. There's the light worker grid. I mean, there's literal layers of electromagnetic fields. And I see everything from that viewpoint and field. So a light worker, a sensitive being, a creative being, someone who takes action, spends money in love, fills in a good grid. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So I'm just reflecting on that today and acknowledging how hard it's been to not feel guilty and weird about money, having money, making money, wanting money. I don't even let myself want it. And I share this because I know I'm not alone in that. There's no way. The more sensitive you are, the more attuned to these interstellar frequencies you are, the more that you remember, it might be harder to allow yourself to want it and accept that it's a part of this reality and trust yourself that you can do good with it. Trust yourself with it. I'm talking to myself too right now, so. Money, the structures of money, inherently neutral. We choose how we fill it in. We choose how we guide it. And we're not going to see the fruition of this new earth in our physical linear lifetime, but it's there in this parallel dimension. This parallel reality. So when I look at the earth from a bird's eye view and I attune to one of these grids, I can see that new earth. So again, time not being real, we fill in that grid. We align with that reality. We create that reality. We attune to that frequency. We're a part of the creation. We're a part of the collective shift moving into that layer of the electromagnetic field and overcoming the electromagnetic field grids that are rigid and painful and about control and suffering. Just kind of that other side of the spectrum from Godhead and from that source frequency is just the opposite. But like the yin and yang symbol, is it yang or yang? Pretty sure it is yang. Within that dark, there's that little ball of light. And I see the integration, the dark gets sucked up into that ball of light and it all just boom turns into one ball of light. So, yeah, existence, really fucking fun, right? All right, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Do I have anything else to say? If you're listening in real time, I am opening intro to Kundalini Yoga and meditation for starseeds and highly sensitive beings in a couple weeks. I'm just tweaking it still. I am adding a bunch of trainings and videos and making some more things clear based on feedback from the first group. If you're in the first group, you have full access to all of these changes. So yeah, if you're in any of my programs, you have forever access to all of the updates and everything. So if you're interested in that, just, follow along. I don't know if I'm going to post links in the show notes. I don't have these things in me anymore. I'm PMSing. And I just got blood work done at the doctor's office, and what a trip. All right. Love you. Bye.